and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. Just look at this. We're at Cheltenham Racecourse today. People have arrived already. They've brought along their antiques and collectibles. They're determined to do some business today. We can sit them down with one of our regular dealers. Well, they're going to try and buy the goods off them for cash on the spot.
100. How does that seem?
No, that's nowhere near.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to advise them to gamble and place the same goods into an auction in the hope that we will get more money there. People are raring to go. They're lined up near the winning post. Will they take cash? Will they gamble and go to auction? Either way, they want to win. They want to walk away with the real deal.
It's a busy day in the dealer's den and people are jockeying for position. First up, and we're on Alison's table. Let's see if she'll be charmed by this deal.
Well, it's full, absolutely full of bloodstone and carnelian swivels. You've collected them, have you?
Well, no, actually it was my mother's bracelet and I got left it by my mother.
And you don't like it, or...?
Yes, I do like it, but it's not something that... It's very heavy and it's not the sort of thing I'd wear, really. So it's been in my loft for 15 to 20 years. So I did think if I sold it, I would buy something that perhaps I would wear that I could then leave on to my two daughters.
The bracelet's been created from a watch chain. Have you noticed the links are graduated?
Yes.
So could that chain was it something your mother went and brought, or was it a family piece?
I think it actually might have been her dad's, my grandpa's.
Right. So from that watch chain, she's doubled it back to make a double link bracelet. I really like it. Now, gold is high, as we all know. But seeing as if I buy it, won't be melting it down, I don't need to know the gold price. What I need to know is what can I retail these 11 fobs and a watch chain for? And that's what I'm going to base my price.
Okay.
So it's going to be a one-offer wonder of hot cash from me.
Okay.
100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, £1,000.
Well, I've come here at this stage. There's been mixed estimations on this. Some are looking at the value of the seal, some are looking at the scrap value, some are looking at this. But the overall package would seem to be £850 to £950, and there's £1,000 on the table. I can say no more. I have no hesitation. I'm going to say to you, get that money, hot money, in your hand as quickly as possible and get out of here.
Well, Teresa, what are you going to do?
I'm going to take the money.
I should be very pleased to have your bracelet.
I'm glad.
We've got a deal. Thank you,
Thank you.
Teresa. Thank you.
Alison's paid top whack, so can she make any money out of the deal? We'll find out later. But now we're heading back to school. Pay attention, else you'll be doing lines too.
Megan, what an interesting little collection of exercise books, I suppose, aren't they?
Yes.
But they're 19th century
That's
exercise books. Beautifully written in this wonderful script. I mean, everything is so perfect. What's the story? How did you come to own them?
Well, it's my husband's great-grandfather's. And I thought they were too interesting to just leave in the drawer. I thought it was interesting to see how children wrote years ago.
Absolutely, and I think we all could take a lesson from the great care. I noticed on this one, for instance, that there obviously a bit of discipline took place, and there are some lines written here. It's got, Mallorca is an island in the Mediterranean. Mallorca is an island in the Mediterranean, 20 times or so, written out in this beautiful hand. I bet whoever the student was has never forgotten where Mallorca is. It's wonderful. They're beautifully written. And similarly, these books with the arithmetic are all beautifully written. I mean, I'm amazed, writing with a a nib and an inkwell in 1870-ish, that sort of date, not to get a blot.
It's very good, isn't it?
They're the sort of things that really ought to find their way into, I don't know, an old museum that specialises in Victorian schoolrooms, and those exist around the country. But our researchers found out that Abbey House School was founded in 1858. So these are about 1870.
Well, they're 60, I think.
1860, so only a couple of years into the foundation of the school. And it was founded by Joseph Priestley, and they joined with Tewkesbury Grammar in 1894. And the school, unfortunately, closed in 1972, so it was around for a long time. So if they found their way to a museum, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would.
I don't actually think they're worth a huge amount of money. I always say I always make an offer.
Yes.
But on this occasion, I don't think it would be fair of me to make an offer from a position of ignorance. I think it'd be better for you to go out to the marketplace, to go to an auction where they're properly marketed, properly advertised, and hopefully that way you'll get a competitive and fair price, and they will find their way to the right end source of a museum.
Right.
I hope so. What will you do with the money should they sell well?
Well, I was thinking I've got a lot of grandchildren, so I thought I'd buy something like a tent, because they all like camping.
How many
And-
grandchildren have you got?
18.
18?
Yes.
That is a lot of
it is.
grandchildren.
So they could all borrow it when they want to go camping.
Right.
So they could all get the benefit then.
Megan, thanks for bringing them in.
Thank you.
Really nice meeting you.
David flunked that deal, so the school books head to auction, where they'll come under the hammer of auctioneer Lindsay Braun.
Am I right in thinking the idea of selling these is perhaps to have a little treat for the grandchildren?
To buy something they can all share.
OK, the estimate here is £30 to £50. There are specialist collectors. The question is whether they're here today. The reserve is £30. Yes. Are you confident?
No.
Well, to tell you the truth, I tell not a lie, neither am I, but you never know. Let's see what's going to happen here.
This is an unusual lot. Interesting collection of 4 Victorian exercise books. Lovely copperplate handwriting in here. Don't see these very often. What should we say? 50 for these? £50? 30? £30? I've 30 bid here at 30.
30 bid with the auctioneer, so that's a good start. It's on the reserve.
That's £30, maiden bid 5. 40, with me again at 40.
40, even better.
At 40, commission bid with me at £40. Are we all done? Any more interest in the room or online? At £40, bids with me at 40, and I'm selling.
OK, gamble has gone down at £40. We have to take a bit of commission from that. I make that £34. Are you satisfied?
Yes, yes.
Now, what do you think you're going to buy which the 18 grandchildren can share with this 34 quid?
Well, I thought a tent.
A tent?
Yes, and then when they go on holiday, each family can borrow it.
I think it's fantastic. A tent. Great idea. Real deal, £40. Take home, £34. And Megan's going to buy a tent for the grandchildren. Yippee!
Full marks to Megan for taking the gamble. Now, is there a record-breaking deal to be had over on John's podium?
How did you come by it?
That actually came to our shop as a donation.
Yes, because you manage a charity shop,
yes,
don't you?
I'm a manager of the British Heart Foundation from Gloucester
Right, yeah.
shop, Gloucester branch. And then actually they came to our shop. We just opened the bag, opened the folder, and then just noticed that it's a red vinyl. It's
You must have been quite surprised.
We was very surprised because it's really rare.
Yes.
It's not very often to see something like that.
Well, let's have a look at the red
Yes,
vinyl,
please.
shall we?
There are 2
Take it
inside.
out. There are 2. Well,
Yes.
take out 1, I think. There we are. So with the lyrics and the songs.
Yes.
And be very careful handling it. You don't
Please,
get
yeah, very
greasy,
nice.
greasy paws. I know nothing about pop memorabilia. How much did you offer it for in the shop?
We tried and asked for £20.
Yes.
A couple of people was interested, but no one actually gave any offer.
Right. So you brought it along here to see what...
Yes, because
we
I
can do.
really want to raise more money for my charity.
Yeah. I shall put down 10. This is what you wanted in the shop. £20.
£20. Is it at all what you can offer me?
Here's the master.
Okay.
Oh.
Now you're asking for a little bit more money. Let me tell you what the independent valuers say. Now they say 20 to 30 pounds. I think that's worth 30 pounds of anybody's money. To be quite honest with you, it's in good condition, good
It's
playing
a good condition,
and
yes.
that counts for a lot. So if John's prepared to put 30 pounds down, I'm going to say that that is a cracking buy.
Thank you.
Well, I am persuaded.
Ah.
So £30. How about that? That's good for your charity?
Yes. I think will be good. Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have a deal. Thank
yes,
you very
thank
much
you.
indeed.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
You're welcome.
Coming up, could these diamonds be Jan's best friend?
I'm going to make you an offer.
Find out after the break. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal for the famous Cheltenham racecourse, where there's a great crowd in the dealer's den, all hoping to get a good price for their antiques and collectibles. Now, what are the odds of Jan being able to resist this bit of sparkle?
What can you tell me about this ring and its background?
This ring was left to me by my grandma, who recently passed away, and it's been used possibly as an engagement ring. That's what I've been told by my dad. I know the ring dates back to in 1930.
I don't recognise the gold marks on it, the numbers, so I have to say it possibly could be between 9 and 14 carats.
Yeah.
And it's a very attractive ring. It's sort of really quite Art Deco in style, and it's got 8 diamonds in a square, and then obviously the little emerald cut in the centre, and it is very attractive, and I think it would appeal to people. So I'm going to make you an offer.
That's great.
So if I put down 50, 100, 150, 200, and another 50 to make it 250. How does that grab you?
Seems tempting. Seems like a very good offer.
Okay, well, just before you make up your mind, our specialists have had a look at it. They're saying £200 to £300. So £250 is on the table. Quite a realistic offer.
Yes, indeed.
It's an attractive ring. The question is, can it bring that little bit more in auction? Well, it needs to. It would need to bring 300 to take away £45 at 15% to bring you back to 250.
Yes.
And they are saying 200 to 300 are independent valuers. If they're right, then that is the better offer.
Yes, indeed.
But if they're wrong, if they're being conservative, if it will make more in the auction, then you can get more. I'm going to say to you, it's a bit of a gamble to do that. Sound offer. If you fancy a gamble, I'm there with you, but it's a close call.
Right, Marcin, so the ball's in your court.
I think if we could
you be
meet
happy?
somewhere between 250 and 300, I'd be
Okay.
very content.
Well, if I put a £20 note in and say 270, do we have a deal on that?
Absolutely. Absolutely a fair
Lovely.
offer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Marcin. Thank
you.
It's time to say goodbye to childhood toys on Alison's table.
Lovely.
David and auctioneer Lindsay Braun are looking on.
How old are you now, if you don't mind my asking?
79.
So they've been your toys for
72 years.
Yes. Did you play with them a lot?
No, not very much. That one particularly was put away because I was evacuated to Devon in 1939. I didn't get back until 1946, and I was really grown out of it by that time.
And you've got the box for this car.
Yes.
But you don't have the box for that one.
No, I don't have the box.
And you have been very creative and made a box for that one.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it deserved a box.
When did you make that box?
Yesterday.
I've got to look at it since you made it yesterday. That's lovely. Well, you're obviously quite a good draftsman, aren't you?
I do my best.
The sheer audacity of it has probably earned you another tenner as well. Well, I think they're wonderful. And so why are you selling them?
Well, they've been in storage for such a long time. I don't look at them, and I hope someone else will get some pleasure out of them.
So this poor little car
Yes.
that was left behind when you were evacuated,
Yes.
I've had a good look and it seems to have all the bits and pieces
It does,
with it.
yes.
So the idea is then you'd put the wire into the top of the car here.
Yes, and you'd steer it from there.
Yeah.
Lindsay, how knowledgeable are you on German tinplate toys, Shuco toys?
Well, we hold specialist toy sales, and that is a very strong market. Shuco is one of the best makers from the 20s, 30s particularly. Cars from that period are quite sought after. I do particularly like the Shuco telesteering car because it has its box and all its little bits and pieces, and is in, you know, for its age, in reasonable condition.
The independent valuers have said 120 to 180. I look at that and I think, well, hang on a minute. That little red car with all its bibs and bobs and instructions looks like that on its own.
Well, I think I would be in line with the independent valuers, and about 120, 180 would be a good auction estimate.
OK, Alison, she knows her stuff. Let's find out what she puts on the table.
So, 50, 100.
£100 on the table. What's your thoughts on that?
Going in the right direction.
OK, she's driving in the right direction, but not enough speed and not enough money on the table. Boom! I need to get in there and say, we need more money.
Oh, you're not convinced by that second 50, are you? Ah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers say. Both say the same thing, 120 to 180 pounds for the full package. That surprises me. That's the one that looks all of the 120 to 180. These seem to be just something maybe 20s, 30s, 40s, I don't know. If you fancy that we can get more, perhaps from a determined collector in the auction, then we go to auction. But that's your choice. Think about it and see what Alison's got to say.
Thank you.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? You might be doing yourself a disservice sitting here and selling them to me today. Oh, you've got very interesting eyes, haven't you? Yeah. But you still want me to try, don't you? I can see that. OK. 120.
You can do better than that.
Oh, you're starting to sound like Mr. Dickinson now. Oh, I expect I can. 140.
Put another note on and we have a deal.
I'm out of my field somewhat. So I'd be happier to stick at 140.
Very well.
You want to deal at 140?
Yes.
OK, we got a deal.
Thank you very much.
Over to John, where it would appear size really does matter.
Tell me a bit about it. How long have you had it?
I don't know too much about it. It actually belonged to my great aunt. She was in a residential home,
Yeah.
and to keep them occupied, they played a lot of bingo. And
Yes.
obviously, most of the prizes were toiletries and chocolates and things. And somebody in the home had put this brooch in as a prize, and my auntie won it. And to put it politely, she was absolutely disgusted because it was jewellery and it wasn't a box of chocolates or a bottle of
How
drink or
funny.
something.
The opposite to what most people might
So
think.
when my mum went up to see her later at the home, she sort of threw it at my mum and said, oh, get rid of that, I don't want that. And my mum has had this in her drawer for about the last 10 years. And we just thought, we knew nothing about it, we just thought we'd bring it along. We've been led to believe that it's sort of late Victorian, but that's really all we know about it.
Let me just take it off there. Now, I recognise those as pearls.
Yeah.
And there appears to be sort of like a rope around it, which appears to have very small diamonds in it.
Oh, right.
You've got the pin below, which looks as if it could be gold.
Right.
Pieces of jewellery like this, even when they're gold, they can't be hallmarked because they're too small.
Yes,
So
understood.
it doesn't. People say it's not hallmarked, it's not gold. That's not necessarily true.
No.
It's probably late 19th century. Anyway, it's very pretty.
Yes.
It is very small, as you said.
Yes.
I'm stabbing in the dark here,
Okay.
so I hope I'm not making a complete fool of myself, but there's £20.
To be honest, no. If you go up a bit more and put a bit more down, then I would think about it.
Right.
But-
let's okay. I'll another £10.
I like to think I follow after my great aunt a bit, and I think as she liked her little bit of a gamble, I think I might take a bit of a gamble with that. And if you don't mind, I'll say no thank you, and I'll take that to auction.
Very good luck, Viv. It's
Thank
very
you.
nice to have met you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
So the diminutive brooch heads off to the sale room.
Why don't you wear it?
I don't wear it because I just think it's too small. I like larger pieces, more statement style jewellery.
Yeah. There's a reserve of £50.
Yes.
Are we going to get lucky? Are we going to win today? As Auntie won on the bingo? Well, let's find out. Here it is.
What should we say? 50 for this one. Very pretty little brooch. £50. Tiny diamonds on it. Lovely little brooch. 30 then. Start me off at 30. At 30, who's going on? At £30.
Come on. It's worth a bit more than that.
At £30, the little brooch at 30. Looking for 5 now at £30. 5. 40. At £40. 5 anywhere. At £40, are we all done at 40? No, not enough to sell, I'm afraid.
The real deal was here in the sale room, but it didn't sell because the reserve was £50. I'm going to make a suggestion. She sounds like a great character, your late aunt. Take it home, get it on a costume or a dress and use it. It may not be a statement piece of jewellery, but you have to say, this is for Auntie Dorothy. She was a character and I'm going to wear it.
Will do, thank you.
Will do. Real deal here in the sale room. 40 quid didn't sell, but there's good news. Viv's going to start wearing it, and that's a proper deal.
Coming up, David is driving a hard bargain.
That's not making me happy.
Alison,
Put lots of money on the table.
Nothing would give me greater joy than to make me very happy.
Will it be smiles all round? Find out soon.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Cheltenham Racecourse.
Let's gallop over to David's table, where there's a name to excite any jewellery lover.
You're selling your wedding ring?
Well,
I mean, is this a sad story? Is this something you should tell me about?
No, it's not my wedding ring. It's just a ring.
It's just a ring.
Yes.
It's a nice band, though, isn't it?
It is. It's very pretty, yes.
So, shall I have a look at it?
Mm-hmm.
It's covered all over with this, oh, you can see it with the naked eye, Tiffany everywhere. And it's 750 standard, 18 karat gold in other words, and it's dated 1997.
It is.
Wow. So, what's the story? How did you, why are you selling it, and how did you come to own it in the first place?
Well, my husband bought it. It was to put on a chain round a neck, so that it was more of a necklace, not a wedding band.
Okay.
And it just doesn't look right. It doesn't hang right. It's just not really my sort of thing. So it's time to get rid.
Okay. The thing about Tiffany, it's a world famous name, and it's always a sign of tremendous quality. Mm-hmm. But with a wedding band, it is just a plain piece of gold.
It is.
There's an enhanced value because of the name Tiffany. I mean, the problem these days with gold is we're all looking at it and thinking, because gold prices are so high, what's it worth to melt? Which seems a tragedy when it's such a nice thing. I mean, this weighs about 8 grams, and so roughly the melt price for that is something over £150, 150, 160, something like that. The fact of the matter is it's not worth a great deal more than that to a dealer.
No.
A little bit more, because I think it would be a shame to scrap it. So that's where I'd be coming from when I get my money out.
But it is a lovely ring, and you would make me very happy if you
Alison,
put lots of money on the
nothing
table.
would give me greater joy than to make you very happy. It's my job. It's my vacation in life, isn't it? Make you happy. Okay. Well, let's get some money out and see where it takes us, shall we? There's £150, which is roughly its scrap value.
Okay.
Roughly. There's 170, so I'm giving you just a little bit above scrap.
Okay.
How does that sound to you?
Well, it's a start.
I thought it was quite a good offer.
Well, it might be from where you're sitting, but my idea...
Alison, you've got to be nice to David. I have to make a little profit. That's what I do.
Of course you do. But I think with
leave
the
a
name,
profit in it for me.
You could probably make a little bit more profit than that, and you could put a little bit more on the
What do
table.
you think is a fair profit?
I'm not really sure. I don't know who you deal with.
Quite frankly, I would expect to sell this for about £200.
Okay.
So I'm on 170. Any penny I put on that now reduces that opportunity to make a profit.
Exactly, but you did say your job was to make me very, very happy.
Absolutely.
So I think you could put a little bit more on there.
Alison, I think £170 is good.
Do you? Maybe another 10 might be nice.
No. Here's David. His input will be constructive.
Okay, I'll tell you what the independent valuers and the auctioneers tell us. Do you know what your husband paid for it then?
No, I have no idea.
Well, the independent valuers are saying between 200 and 300. And at 250, you're going to have about 40 quid off it.
Right.
So you're going to get not a lot more.
No.
But I think there's a realistic chance. The good thing is Tiffany may carry it, but David may not have finished yet. He's a smooth operator, and even though he says, that's my final offer, he may slide in, very gently, another offer.
Are you sure there's no more money in the kitty?
Well, there's money in the kitty. Do I want to spend it on this ring, is the thing. The real value of that ring is the scrap value, because scrap gold is so high. I've given you just a bit above that, at 170, so I know I'm safe.
Right.
And I think I can get a bit of a profit, because I think it's too good to scrap. So I am going to stick at 170 to give me a margin.
Oh.
I made a New Year's resolution to try and make a profit on things I buy.
Oh, that's not making me happy.
Oh, I want you to be happy.
If you just put a little £10 more, and I would be very happy.
£5, 175. Shake my hand.
Thank you.
Deal done. Okay. Well done. Thank you.
Well haggled, Alison. What a good deal. Next up, Jan has a stunning piece of Venetian glassware.
Okay, perhaps you can tell me a little bit more about it.
I bought this item on the internet for the purpose of putting it into my living room on the coffee table. But when it actually arrived and stuff, it just looked so nice and chic that I didn't want to risk it being broken and stuff.
No.
So unfortunately, it stayed in the box after I looked at it, and it's been sat in my cupboard ever since.
I think it's very pretty, and I can see it's got a nice pontil mark on the back, and it's probably from Murano, and I would say it's circa about 1900, 1910. So what are you going to do? You're just going to put the money towards something else? Do you want to buy another piece of glass? Or?
No, I'm actually after swimming lessons, private swimming lessons at £25 for half an hour.
A piece of glass for
yes.
the ability to swim. I think that
Yes.
sounds like a fair swap to me.
It does, doesn't
so
it?
So you'd like me to put some money on the table?
Yes, please.
And we see how we go. And
Yes.
I'll soon know from your face if you're happy or not.
Okay, absolutely.
We'll make a start. That's 20. That's 40. How does £40 seem?
Well, it's a fair offer to begin with, but it's better for £50 for 2 sessions.
Well, look, let's go to make it £50 and say, would that buy this dish?
Another £5 and we have a deal.
All right, we'll say another £5 here or there. I
£5.
suppose it's not going to break the bank, so if we say £55, does that buy your
We have a
Murano
deal.
dish?
Thank
We
you
have
very
a dish.
much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now, would
Well,
you
it'll
like
be
to know
interesting-
what I paid for it?
Yes, you can tell me now.
Are you quite ready for this? Let's get the little drum roll.
Yes.
£1.
Right.
Back on Alison's podium, could this next deal prove fruitful?
So this is your, did you collect it, inherit it?
I do collect Carlton Ware, but these are pieces which I've been given or bought early on, and they don't go with my collection now, really.
So we're offloading
Yes.
the unwanted
Some bits that don't go, yes.
Okay, it looks to be perfect. Am I right in assuming
yes,
that?
as far as I'm aware it is, yes, I think so.
And that's quite nice that we've got the original box for that.
Yes.
So how long have you been collecting it?
Probably about 15, 20 years.
Oh, a long
while.
time.
Yes.
And how many pieces have you got?
I would think about 20. So it's finding the space to keep them that's the problem.
I haven't bought Carlton Ware for probably about 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So that could be quite lucky for you if the Carlton Ware price has fallen, which I suspect it has, because has it dropped?
I don't know. I haven't found any particularly cheap pieces, so I wouldn't have said it had dropped hugely.
Okay. 20. $40.
Is that the very best you can offer me?
Well, what did you want it?
Probably another 5 I'd be happy with.
I mean, I've been honest with you, I'm not up to paste on the current prices on Carlton Ware.
No.
And everything has dropped back a bit. And I'd like to leave that £5 margin for me so that I'm not left with it on my shelf, really.
Yes, okay, I'll take 40.
You sure?
Yes,
Excellent.
that's fine.
Thanks
Thanks very much.
We've got a deal.
Thank you.
Coming up, Jan's got just seconds to get her hands on this watch.
The first thing that struck me when I saw it is Jaeger-LeCoultre.
Find out what happens after the break. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal. It's been buzzing in the dealer's den all day, and we're hurtling towards the final furlong. Next up for Jan is a lovely Swiss timepiece.
So tell me, you obviously bought this watch in today. What can you tell me about it? What do you know?
Well, it belongs to my mother, and she was given it for her 21st birthday by my grandparents in 1949. And she used it for nursing, so she was a trainee nurse in 1949. They bought it in a jeweller's in Bolton, and it has markings on the back, which the jewellers said that it was made for the RAF.
The first thing that struck me when I saw it is Jaeger-LeCoultre Swiss movement, which is really the creme de la creme of movements.
Right.
It's very classic. It's certainly a classic watch.
I think she had it serviced about 10 years ago, so,
right,
but it's sat in a drawer since.
Yeah, so it's not in bad order. And I think it's not a gold mount, it's obviously just base metal, but it is very stylish. That's what Jaeger-LeCoultre was all about. So let's see what we can offer you. Put it down 50, 100. How does that seem?
No, that's nowhere near.
That's nowhere near what you're expecting for it.
No.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm quite happy to have a go on it. I'm not particularly known for watches, but I can see it is very stylish and quite genuine. So if I say 150, make it 170. Am I getting anywhere near to it now?
No, still not.
Right, so I need to take that 20 away and perhaps put down another 50. Let's have a look at that. 200.
No, that's not.
I've come in at this stage because at a first glance that might seem to be a rather mundane little watch. But there's a little bit more to this watch than first meets the eye. One of our specialists has had the back of this and had a look at the movement, and he tells me it is a superb quality movement. Now they indicate to me that this is 4 to 500, 4 to 600. And at first glance, unless you are a watch specialist, it might look nothing. Now, I'm going to say, send it to the auction, because this needs to be seen and on the internet by collectors of vintage type watches. And there are people out there that really like watches from the 30s and the 40s. And I think this dates to about the 40s, doesn't it?
I think so, yes.
But Jaeger-LeCoultre is a highly respected name. So I'm going to say, unless our dealer is going to put down at least another 150 or so pounds down and bring it up around the mid-estimate, and it's 4 to 600, then I'm saying to you, worth a gamble. Now, they may not show up on the day, can't guarantee that at the auction, but there's a chance once that gets onto the internet, the old jungle telegraph will go and collectors might be there on the day.
It is, at first glance, an ordinary looking watch,
Yes,
but then when
it
you
is.
look into it with the details of the back and the inside movement, it is interesting. And I mean, I would like a go at selling it, so I'm going to make you another offer on David's strength of what he said. And I'm going to put down 250, going to make it 300, and I feel I'm going to be fair at offering you another 50 to make £350. And I think then that is a fair offer of which you may not do better on the day. And a bird in hand.
Yes, that is a fair offer, but I think I'm still going to take it to auction.
Okay then, thank you very much.
Thank you
Peter.
very much.
That's very kind of
Thank
you. I
you.
hope you do well with it.
Thank you.
So, will Peter's gamble pay off at auction? Let's go to the sale room where it's about to come under the hammer.
It looks a bit sombre, this. It looks a bit ordinary, but believe you me, this maker, Jaeger-LeCoultre, is a superb maker, and the military side of this makes it a little bit of a hidden interest. It's coming up now with a £400 to £600 estimate. Are we going to make it? Well, let's find out. It's coming up now.
What should we say? 400 for this one, 400, 300, put it in, 300, start me off someone, 300 anywhere, 300, 320, online at 320.
Straight in online. That's a good sign.
At 320, who's going on at 320, 350, 380, at 380, 400, at 400, at 420, online now at 420, bids online at 420, at 420, looking for 450, at 480, online again at 480, at 480, internet bid at 480, 500 anywhere, at 480, at 480 then, 500 anywhere, at 480, last chance, I'm selling at 480.
£480 under the gavel, take away the commission, that's £408. Now, what's your first reaction?
Excellent, really, really pleased.
Good result on the day, real deal, £480. You're going home with £408. Yes, that's the real deal.
Well, it looks like Peter's confidence in his watch paid off. After a busy day, we just need to find out how our dealers got on.
And would you like to know what I paid for it?
Yes.
£1.
Jack made a profit, but so did Jan, who sold the Venetian plate for £60. John made a loss when he sold the Beatles album for £15, but he didn't mind as it was for charity.
If you just put a little £10 more on, I would be very happy.
And the Tiffany band made a blushing bride happy on her big day, when David sold it for £200. Alison went global with her deals, selling the toy cars to Japanese clients for £300. And the charm bracelet was snapped up by a private collector down under for the totally unexpected figure of £1,400. Well done, Alison. If you'd like to get the real deal for your antiques and collectibles, log on to our website at itv.com to find out when we're visiting your area. Come along to the show and maybe you could be a happy seller too.
We've just had a very satisfying result here in the sale room. Peter brought along a Jaeger-LeCoultre watch to the dealer's day. He turned down £350. He did the right thing. It's just brought £480 under the gavel. Good result. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. Bye for now.